because I had... It's recording.
Well, you heard knocks and stuff, right?
We'll just whatever comes.
We'll just do it.
Hello, this is Mike. Mike Kincaid. I'm up here in SOIA with
Samara Turpening from Mary's.
Jackie Davis.
Hi.
Daniel Riley from Iowa.
also known as Zeus. No, I'm kidding. So we also had Brian here last night with us. He spent the night with us, and last night was quiet. I mean, it was really quiet. About the best thing that happened that I can remember for the night was when Dan and I went for a walk. We went up the road. We're coming back, and we're walking along, and we hit this area where there's this big rock where they had cut into it with the road, and suddenly this frog goes at us, and we both stop, and we're like, "Oh, that's weird." And so I back at it, and it backs at me, and come back, and then maybe a few shadow figures moving around in the dark, but it was absolutely quiet. So, Sam?
Well, last night I had some rocks thrown, well, by Dan and I. We had some rocks or pine cones, things like that, thrown out at us while we were playing music. And I saw some silhouettes in the distance and some tree knocks in between the songs. I was playing my flute for a little bit, and when I stopped playing my flute, there were some little lights, little teeny tiny sparkles. And when we were walking up the hill yesterday to the 12, I saw a red orb off in the distance. During the day, it was pretty bright, and it just kind of floated for a minute and went like this and then just faded away. That was pretty incredible. And we went up onto the hill, the Council, the 12 hill, and there was a lot of energy. I have a lot of medical problems, and I had some pain, and the energy just was amazing, and I felt great while I was up there. And did a little healing work, and it was incredible. And I saw the tree again where I took the picture of the rainbow face that Dr. J shows, that I grokked with the tree, and then took the picture of the face. And let's see, last night was a lot more quiet. We didn't have someone just walk right out in front of us like the
What?
night
That
before.
happened? Something walked out in front of us? When did that happen? Because you weren't on the other video.
So,
Just describe that.
So when you're saying how it's so quiet, we did have, some stuff.
But we're
compared to
comparing
the
it
night
against.
before, the bar has been raised.
The bar has been raised.
Yeah. So I've had some Sasquatch people, forest people, walk out in front of me, and so the night before, I was really hoping they'd come out because Dan had asked for that, and and we did. We were sitting around. I put my yoga mat on the ground, and so we were all just kind of sitting close together. It was cold and stuff, and this guy just walked right around us, and I could see the legs moving. That it was pretty dark.
Giant squirrel legs?
Yeah, hairy,
Giant,
hairy
well,
black,
they have fur.
giant squirrel legs.
Squirrel legs, okay.
No tail.
And the squirrel jumped.
No, it was a man, a very tall, thin, basketball kind of playing, like a basketball player.
So how did Michael Jordan
And
get up here,
very-
do you
I
think?
know.
'Cause
Yeah, he was very tall, and just walking like no big deal. I'm here. Hey, hi, hey guys.
but very
very close.
not just passing by. It was
Yeah.
it was
It
designed
was loud,
for us.
and
Yes.
I know they don't have to sound that loud when they walked, but it was deliberately, here
Oh,
I am, and
yes.
very, very close. I guess like 12, 15 feet
Yeah,
away.
about 15 feet from we were sitting here, and it was right here, from right there, right over to that tree.
Yeah, and I thought everybody else could see him, but I guess they, not everyone saw as much as I did. But I've been trying to train my eyes or my brain to accept those things. So maybe I saw it better, but I saw the hair.
And for people that might want to doubt, nothing walked into camp, and nothing after that tree walked out of camp. So it was just from here to here.
But you could hear them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at that point. So.
Just kind of faded into the darkness.
And we knew something was in this area, and we knew, well, actually, we knew we were basically surrounded. We felt like we were.
There was a lot of movement.
At least our psychic women said we were surrounded.
Well, I heard, you know, sticks. There was tree knocking yesterday and the day before. You know, I've heard that it sounded like tree being hit, and then there was popping sounds, like the tree popping.
I
It was a
heard
little
that
bit
too.
different.
I think we all heard that.
Yeah.
That was,
So that
Oh,
was
the
pretty.
tree knocks with the prayer night were really amazing too.
And it's you
Tree
know,
pops.
like somebody, it sounds like a stick being hit on the tree, and then there's like what I call tree pops. It sounds like a tree exploding, like something coming out of the tree, like
Yeah.
out.
I mean, and compared to last night, being very quiet, it was obviously a difference.
Yeah, it was different, and you know, maybe it was there's somebody new in the group, so they were getting to know them, and you know, we've been up here before a lot, so I don't know. It was
teams work together.
yeah, and maybe they wanted us to just recover from the
I
time
think
before.
so. We all slept so well last
And
night.
I think the energy was overwhelming for me. I had to just rest. I've had, like I said, some medical problems. And, you know, they've helped me so much. I used to be in bed all the time with a walker and a wheelchair, and so I've come a long way. They've helped me a lot. And my knee was really hurting when I got up here, and I took the brace off, so my knee's
Nice.
been better just since this trip. So there has been some healing, but I think they just knocked me out to do it, which is great. It was nice to sleep so soundly last night. And I didn't get up at all or change positions, which is unusual for me. With my kidney function problems, I usually have to get up a lot, you know, to use the restroom, and I didn't have to at all last night. So that was a miracle for me anyway.
And I have to remember too, last night, I remember waking up in one point, and because you mentioned something about sleeping well, but I did wake up and I did hear, I did say hello because I thought something was close to me, and then after that I was listening to tarps rattle, but nobody moved their tarps, right? I mean, that was kind of strange.
All
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah, you asked me this morning if it was my tarp, and then I wiggled, and it doesn't make any noise. It's
Yeah.
just a thin.
It was a definite tarp sound.
Definitely. It went on
I
a
didn't hear
lot.
anything. I was out.
So Jackie, how was your evening?
Oh, it was quieter, but you know, in retrospect, listening to everything, compared to the night before, it was quieter, but it wasn't really quiet. We really had some experiences, and even during the day, yesterday I heard cracks and pops. But last night we were here and we were playing lots of good music, and you know, we began to see down at the 12 o'clock position lots of sparkly red lights. I think most people saw that last night. And I'm still learning
Lens
from,
flare.
yeah, from Samara to look at the shadows between the trees in the dark and be discerning about that. So there was something moving back and forth, but not clear. And then what was interesting was a little one like this close to the ground came up and scurried across and went that direction. It was very clear. It came up the hill and then went over that way. And then, yeah.
Isn't it funny what you forget about?
Yeah. And then...
So-
After somebody
so-
walks across, but we did see the little
Wait,
one.
somebody walked across?
Oh, and in case it wasn't on the video yesterday, yeah, Dan did actually, you know, get a little startled by that and asked to hold my hand.
Oh,
I was like
Yeah.
not quite panicked,
But-
but I whipped right around and said, "Oh, Sam, can I hold your hand?"
But that just shows how, you know, like it wasn't just, he's like, is that a shadow? Is it that? He had a physical response to it. You know?
Oh no,
So
it was
it's not
it
just,
was definite.
Yeah.
It was we all knew what that was. I mean, that was the most obvious thing. It was completely
And
obvious.
it's hard not to be, you know, startled. By
Well, it was only 15 feet in
Yeah.
front of me, and you could see where the steps were going, because there was like a heavy weight placed there and there and there, and you could hear each step because all those little twigs under the foot were crunching loudly with each heavy footstep.
It was by design. That's the best way I could say it.
Absolutely,
It was
I
completely
agree.
designed.
Yeah.
So it was
He
cool.
didn't have to show like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting down, so we were very vulnerable, you know.
See, we can't stop talking about the night prior
it's-
tonight.
It's pretty amazing.
So,
But anyways, back to last night. Dan, what happened last night? Or
indeed-
yesterday too.
Well, so actually it was a lot quieter day, but that doesn't mean it was absent of things going on. Like Mike already mentioned that we took a long walk further up the road, clear to the end, and we came back, and yes, there was this outcropping of rock, and we heard this real loud frog or toad, and it's like, I looked at Mike and it's like, are there frogs and toads up here? I mean, there was no moisture, no water, it wasn't anywhere near a stream, and it was loud.
Yeah, it was.
So we sort of said, well,
Hello.
thank you. Hello, thank you.
I frogged back.
And then there were quite a few tree pops. Some were more like cracks. And I even heard one over here before we started the music. It was like a tree pop and then something falling through the branches. It was, we kept having those kind of experiences.
What happened on Council of 12 Hill? Anything? You want to talk about that, or is that private?
Did I talk about that yesterday in the video?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
You didn't.
No.
The video was before we went there.
You don't
Well,
have to.
No, I will. It was.
I mean, it was horrific.
There were some. No. It was strange things. Okay, here's the thing. There's 4 of us here now, and we have the 2 psychic ladies, which I'm sorry.
1-800-PSYCHIC. 1-800-PSYCHIC.
I'm sorry if you go up to SOIA with these 2. They are like magnets for unconventional things happening. Okay, and so we're
Unconventional magnets.
I like that.
Unconventional
So-
magnets.
so we're up there at the Council of 12 Hilltop, and Sam and Jackie are talking about the energy in the rocks and stuff, and Sam especially.
Why? Because they're psychic?
Well, so Sam was encouraging me to come over and touch this great big rock there. So I thought, okay, sure. So I went over there and I stood there, and I purposely stood there for a moment just with my hands near the surface of the rock. And all of a sudden I get this jolt. It's like a snap right on my lower lip. And I said, whoa, and these guys all saw my reaction.
And I actually was looking directly at his face, and there was no bug there. So it was kind of bizarre.
And I thought, well, maybe I just ran into a big string of spider web. But no, it was more of a mini electrical jolt. So I've never experienced that sort of thing before, but I know there was energy around. Okay. And then, I don't know. We did some quiet.
Didn't you put your hands on the rock?
I did,
And then?
nothing.
Oh.
No, I got the energy
Oh.
just holding my hands there, and then
I thought you said something about a film in your head. Well, you don't want to say that? Okay, that's fine.
I'll talk about that. Yes.
You don't have to.
No, it's
Well, back to the psychic women. Back to the psychic women. 1-800-PSYCHIC.
Okay.
You don't have to
this
talk
is-
about it.
This is strange.
This is the horrible part. This is where Dan is. No, I'm getting
This is
I
strange,
can't go there.
you guys.
This is PG.
And I've not had these kind of experiences before, but I put my hands on that rock, and I closed my eyes, and it was like a movie camera film going past my vision, just with like the fuzziness of a TV that's not getting reception. That's what it was like, but it was moving. I could tell it was moving. Then we went to another little spot around there, and I sat down where Sam encouraged me to sit in this rock, that was in the roots of this tree. And I call the tree a twin because it was this big tree coming out and it went into two. And I leaned my back against this tree, and we were kind of just sitting there in the quiet and sort of meditating and taking in just the peacefulness. And I have to say, I felt the most peaceful and refreshed from doing that. And maybe the most loving, but you guys could tell me that. So I closed my eyes, and then all of a sudden this happened all at once, all of a sudden, and Sam reaches over and touches me. And then we start getting this gentle rain over there. And I thought, what is that noise? And it was this gentle rain coming down. And I closed my eyes. I'm soaking this all in. And oh my God, I'm getting this movie camera thing going like this. And it's panning. It's going from here, slowly over to here, and back and forth, back and forth. To just this area, and it was a scene of just the regular topography here, of the normal ground cover and the pine and fir trees, beautiful. So I mean, okay, you guys, it was strange. I've never had that before.
Call Dan for psychiatric help.
Yeah.
But them for psychic help. 1-800-SHRINK.
And you can meet up you can get all your treatment in one day. See Dr. Johnson, see Dr. Riley, and see your therapist, Jackie.
And
get a psychic
reading. Yeah.
Well, when
Right.
you were saying, when I put my hand, which I asked if I could.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
vibrating.
I put my hand on his heart, and there was a lot of, physical sensations and stuff. But as soon as I did that, I heard clearing, like he was getting a
Yes.
cleansing and
And I
clearing.
felt
And
that.
then there was little raindrops. It was just beautiful.
Oh,
But there was a lot of
was
energy
amazing.
being moved, and I guess you haven't had any energy work before.
No,
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
that's-
know.
That was it was really beautiful when they.
So you're going to buy a subscription in 1-800-PSYCHIC?
Well, you can get the hours cheaper if you buy them in a group.
Yeah, in a group,
Yeah.
right. So it's a
So-
It was
subscription.
energy work, like Reiki or Qigong.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
So I just have a couple of other things to add. When we were around the camp and getting the chairs up and then getting ready to play music, we were still hearing the pops and stuff. Then during the night, somebody came up and patted me on the top of my head. Just one pat, like that. And twice I heard the tarp rattling, and I kind of peeked out there. I didn't really see anything, and I thought, it just must be the wind blowing it or something. It was like it was getting moved a little bit. But Mike swears that there wasn't any breeze or wind through there. So
I didn't feel any breeze at all last night because my stuff would have moved.
So
Yeah.
that's about it. Looking forward to this evening.
Okay, and what about Alice? Did Alice experience anything? No, I'm kidding.
Mike, I didn't see an Alice, Mike, but
Okay.
but that's okay if you did. What was Alice doing? Oh, I'll say one other thing. For our final song, we had another Josh Groban song. It was very beautiful and sweet and prayerful, and Mike turned it into a wolf and coyote howling session. But it sounded very melodious, and we were all in harmony. It was fun.
I think actually last night that's when we all kind of came together as a group,
Yeah,
which was
it
very
And
interesting.
then we all held hands.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We closed out the show for
So we did
the
actually
forest people.
inspire Atlas through our howlings. All right, folks, we're signing off. hopefully we'll have some fun tonight. If not, we had fun the first night. I think we're all quite happy with that.
Yeah.
And fun last night too, so goodbye.